Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your May 2022 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and also pulled a couple of oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. So let's see what we got. Alright, so we have the North Node, and the North Node is in Taurus, which is your opposite sign of partnerships, contracts, relationships. There's going to be a new moon eclipse in Taurus right at the very end of April, actually, so April 30th. Of course, the sun's going to be there most of May. Uranus is there as well, so plenty of energy going on there. Mercury retrograde is going to go from Gemini back into Taurus in May as well, so plenty going on with all that. We have 6, so 6th house for you guys is actually Aries, and of course we have some energy still going on there as well, so could just be saying you guys might be focusing on your health, work, daily routines this month. And we have Libra, so for you guys, Libra is 12th house. At the time of recording this, we just had that Libra full moon, basically. There's a Libra card at the bottom of the deck as well, so could be some focus there for you guys. 12th house energy, that spirituality, blind spots, mental health. So yeah, keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 6 of Cups, Scorpio energy, King of Pentacles, Taurus energy, and 4 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So a couple different ways I could see this playing out. For some of you, this could just be saying that there might be an effort made to restore balance in a connection, and could definitely be around a romantic connection for some of you, given that we see the Taurus energy there. But it looks like either you or the other person might still be a bit blocked off around communicating, right? So there could still be some holding back around whatever the situation is, given that this is your 3rd house communication, and this is a bit of a guarded energy. So it'd be one of those things where possibly, trying to feel it out, gauge, okay, do I want to move forward with this connection again or not, right? One of those things. I wouldn't necessarily say testing the waters, but yeah, it's just one of those things like, all right, let's see, keeping an open mind toward the situation, but not opening up too much. In the challenger obstacle position, we have Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy, and 2 of Wands, Aries energy. So seeing these 3 energies come up in the challenger position, what this could just be saying is whether it's you going to someone or someone going to you, there could be some reluctance to actually address it, just because it looks like that offer might have taken a really long time to come in. So whoever's extending the olive branch here, that's kind of the way I'm seeing it. Like let's say that this is the person coming forward to extend the olive branch. The other person's like, okay, where's this coming from, right? And possibly even just had the mentality to just leave it behind them and start something new. So that could be why there's a challenge there. Obviously, you guys will know if that was your situation. But yeah, seeing those cards come up in a challenge tells me this is probably something that's been disconnected for a while. And of course, with the eclipses coming up and everything, and the Mercury retrograde on top of that, it makes sense that things from the past will be coming back around. But yeah, it looks like someone's going to be pretty guarded around that. In the foundation position, we have the 7 of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, which for you guys is your 4th house. Could definitely point to deception here. And sometimes I view this as more of an energy versus an actual person. But in this particular spread, from what I'm seeing, it might actually very well be a person. And if that's the case, I feel like it's someone that's close to you. Could be a relative or just someone that's in your home environment quite a bit. But yeah, it looks like there's definitely some deception there. And I feel like it's more of one of those things where they give you part of the story, but not the whole story, and very much deliberately so, right? It's one thing if you tell someone something and you don't provide all the details, but there's nothing nefarious behind it. Here, I feel like it's very deliberate on their part to leave certain things out when you're communicating with them. So be on the lookout for that. And obviously, for some of you, if that's you, right, might want to avoid that this month. All right. Past energy, we have the Eight of Cups, Pisces energy, and Nine of Pentacles, Virgo energy. So, for some of you, this could just be saying that you might have left this connection behind, and just decided that you just wanted to be single for a bit. So yeah, the more I'm looking at this, this could definitely be a romantic connection situation going on there. But yeah, that's primarily what I'm seeing with that. For some of you, it might not have been that long ago, might have even been during Pisces season. But yeah, looks like there was definitely a moving away from the situation and just focusing on your growth in that regard. Okay, in the present position, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you, again, this could be around finances for some of you where you're just putting more of your energy toward that, right? So if you did leave a connection, maybe you're just to fill the time, like, you know what, I need to put more of my energy into my own goals for the time being, right? For some of you, this could even just be rebuilding friendships too. That's another way I can see that playing out. But yeah, it definitely looks like you're focusing on working on improving your conditions at this time. All right, in the near future position, we have the Six of Wands, Leo energy, King of Cups, which is you guys, Queen of Cups, which is Cancer energy, and Five of Swords, so more Aquarius energy there. Let me see. So yeah, some of you might actually experience some level of success. Definitely, for some of you, could be around career, given we're seeing quite a bit of Pentacle energy, and this is your 10th house of career and social status. Possibly being elevated, but at the same time, through that process, you might actually start to feel a bit isolated too, because I feel like this is saying that might be at least one person in your environment that's not too happy to see your successes. Um, Given that we're seeing fourth house energy here and we see the Queen of Cups energy, for some of you, it could even be uh, someone as close as your possible, your mother for some of you. But yeah, it definitely looks like there's some energy here that just doesn't appear to be too happy to see you succeeding, which I'm, sorry to say that if it is someone that is truly close to you, but that's just kind of what I'm starting to see here the more I'm looking at these cards. For some of you, this could even represent some success so if we want to look at the King and Queen of Cups as a match in a more romantic sense too, right? So for some of you, that could be part of what the success is. But either way, I feel like this Five of Swords is saying that there seems to be someone in your environment that's not too happy to see you happy, which definitely is a sucky feeling, right? When you pick up on someone in your environment like that. All right. In the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Two of Pentacles. So this is Capricorn energy, just like we saw in the at the bottom of the main situation, and that is your house of communication, right? So it could just be saying that you might be a bit uncertain around what to communicate, right? So some of you might be picking up on that energy, right? You might be like, yeah, I don't know if I can trust this person, right? So you might be a little bit blocked off as far as what you're revealing to them. So, and it's interesting, if I put this back down in the spread, they're looking right toward that Two of Pentacles. So some of you might just be picking up on that, right? And you might be like, okay, for me, I feel like I'm just not comfortable telling this person too much, right? Because they might just, cause some kind of deception through the information that they get. Or again, like I said, for some of you, you're seeing that you might pick up that they're leaving out details with you, and you're trying to figure out what's what around that situation. But yeah, that's what I see with that. All right. In the environment position, we have the Devil, Capricorn energy there again, and Seven of Cups, Scorpio energy. So yeah, I mean, this is what I keep getting here. Your house communication with that confusion energy. Right now, for some of you, this could just be, again, like I said, pointing to the Mercury retrograde. But yeah, it seems like there's someone who's deliberately keeping you in the dark around something. So let's just say, like, if you interact with this person and you always feel this type of feeling, right, where you don't know what's what, leaving the conversation with them, that might be the person. I feel like it's more one person than a group of people for the majority of you. So at least I guess in that regard that might help as far as it be easier to weed out who it is versus a whole group of people. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up on there. It just seems like there's someone who's very much for their own game too. That's what I'm getting with that. Looking at the artwork here, right? So even if Leo looks like he has something that's lighting the fire on that tail there, right? So it could be one of those things where they might manipulate and tell you certain things, hoping to get a reaction out of you, right? And leaving you in the dark in the process, right? Where you don't know what to believe, what not to believe. So that's really what I'm getting there. Okay. In the hopes or fears position, we have the High Priestess, which I usually view as a Pisces energy, and we have the Seven of Wands, which is Leo energy. So yeah, again, this can be within the workplace too. So maybe this is like some office politics type thing or something. But either way, it looks like there's definitely someone to look out for that's being a bit manipulative in your environment. And with these two cards coming up, it could just be saying that you're hoping that intuitively you could figure out who it is, right? So like I said, for the majority of you, I feel like you're already picking up on that energy. I don't feel like you're hearing this for the first time and like, oh, I never knew, right? I feel like you definitely probably feel like there's something up in your environment. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up on with that, is that you're hoping to weed that person out. All right, in the outcome position, we have the Ten of Swords, Gemini energy, and King of Swords, Aquarius energy again. So whatever the situation is, this is probably a good thing to see. Ten of Swords can definitely be a bit intimidating for people sometimes, but given the totality of the reading here, and that it's coming up with that Aquarius energy again, looks like whatever this person is with the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, I do have to say with this too, whoever, it doesn't have to be an Aquarius or a Capricorn, but what I would say is looking at this too, given how much Aquarius and Capricorn energy we're seeing, if it is someone with one of those signs, I feel like they'll also have placements in the other sign. So let's say they're Capricorn Sun, they might have their Mercury and Venus in Aquarius, or vice versa. So if you're just trying to narrow down who it could be in that regard, but yeah. And even though for you guys, Aquarius energy is fourth house, given that there is like a bit of an undertone of workplace dynamics too, it could even be like a boss that you might be working for. That's the problem too. But whatever the case may be, the good thing that I see here is that it does look like whoever this is going to be leaving the picture this month. It might take until we get to Gemini season, but that starts toward the end of May. Bottom of the deck, we have Justice. So given the weird energy going on with this reading, I would say this is definitely a good card to see at the bottom of the deck. And not to mention it came up with your dice as well. Just because to me this is saying that, if nothing else, if you really can pick up on who or what this energy is, it looks like that might be worked out for you guys behind the scenes. And because of the fact that we did just have that Libra full moon recently, for some of you, that might have actually brought it to light for you. So for some of you, might actually already be in the process of weeding this person out. And interestingly enough, beneath that, we actually have the Death card, which is the major arcana card for your side. So yeah. And not to mention that could just be pointing to eclipse. So yeah, definitely going to be an interesting situation. I would say the first couple weeks of May, most likely, you're going to be when you're experiencing this energy the most. Especially because, like I said, that being the Gemini energy, I feel like that's pointing to it would end toward the end of the month, maybe into June at the latest. But yeah, kind of heavy energy, I'm not going to lie, but hopefully this resonated with someone. Like I said, for the people I'm reading for, with this storyline, if it fits, I feel like you pretty much would already know that something's up. I don't feel like this is like breaking news in that regard, but it's just a matter of maybe this will be more of a confirmation for those of you who are already feeling that. Moving on to your 4 agreements card, we have don't make assumptions. And it doesn't want to focus. But yeah, it says eliminate gossip. And let's see. It says, making assumptions is a setup for suffering because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right. Then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. So, gossip definitely could be a dynamic going on here given the energies that we already spoke about. Like I said, for the majority of you, I don't feel like it's you guys partaking in it. Like I said, if anything, if you're the one withholding, I feel like it's more of because you already picked up on there's someone that you can't trust in the environment. So I feel like if that's the case, if you are withholding, most of you, it's with good intentions. But others, I don't know if that would be the case. So yeah. Moving on to your Wisdom of the Oracle card, we have the Fates. Here's the artwork, and the number is 17. Okay, it says fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Oracle's message, the Serenity Prayer, sums up the meaning of this card. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. So hopefully that message resonated with you there. And then the relationship message says other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be so you can remain in a relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now's the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. So yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily get a huge romantic relationship vibe from this spread the more we were going through it, as you know, but hopefully that resonated with some of you. Worst case, the love readings will be out next week, and hopefully they're a lighter energy than this, quite frankly. The prosperity message says your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You're being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in a moment. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. Right, interesting message there. And since this is kind of a heavy reading, quite frankly, I'll also read the protection message, and maybe some of you will resonate with the message there. So it says, it is difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all. Yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain circumstances and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that, for the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. So yeah, even that in a way kind of sounds a little heavy, but hopefully that resonates for those of you who are going through this experience. Hopefully most of you aren't, because it does seem a little heavy. Like I said, there is the fact that it looks like it will be coming to an end, and there's something or someone behind the scenes who appears to be looking out for you guys too. But lastly, we have a Mudra card for you guys. So this is your Mudra here. It's the Vayu Mudra. The keyword for is serenity. Interesting, because that came up in this as well. Let's see if we could get everything in the frame at once. Okay, yeah, so if you want to pause it or take a screenshot, you can. But it says, balances Vata dosha, reduces gas, bloating, and belching, relieves headache, reduces symptoms of paralysis, treats diseases such as polio, gout, arthritis, sciatica, and muscular trembling, as is common in Parkinson's disease. So that sounds like a Mudra thing would be beneficial for you guys. I'll put the name of it in the description of the video as always. Like I said, hopefully this doesn't resonate with most of you in a way because it's a little heavy. But for those of you, if this is your situation, hopefully you got some guidance from that. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.